All right, let's go with, like, this was such a pleasant conversation today. You know what? When I had this conversation with Lauren, it made me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. All right. Here she says she's right about SRA. I got your back, sister. All right. So Lauren Pritchard, Child Rescue Worldwide. She was Space Mama. She's changed herself to Child Rescue Worldwide, and she's got her back. Okay. So she's got the wife, all right, of a convicted pedo, right, and a sex offender being searched by the FBI on the FBI want list on In Pursuit. Right now, anybody can call in the show and give a tip if they find him someplace. And she's got this woman's back, but she professes to be a child rescue worldwide. By the way, she takes donations for that. All right. I don't know if she's a nonprofit. I would say probably not. All right. So she goes from Space Mama, well, by the way, she claims to be James Casbolt's twin flame. Right. So, and she's been, had immaculate conception of being impregnated because, her DNA is special too. And she's a pagan and a Christian at the same time. And yet she demonizes all witchcraft, even though she engages in she's a pagan. So I'm sorry, isn't that like witchcraft still? That's like being a white witch, right? Paganism, it's kind of like the same thing, right? Divination, it's not too far off the mark, right? They all do the same thing. If you're going to be in the occult, wear it. All right. If you're going to be a Christian, wear it. But this woman's both, because you figure she could probably make money on both sides. Right. That's a switch hitter of spirituality. So here she goes. I say she's just running the anti-Sarah train for the algorithm. This woman is doing damage control because her husband is an FBI fugitive and was featured on In Pursuit with John Wall September 1st, 2021 for not registering as a sex offender. You're against abuse of children, correct? By the way, they got 3 likes. Ha. Let's just, okay. And then she says, my friends, like my friends, like she's talking to her friends on Miles Johnston's video, because all her friends are Miles Johnston friends. So she's talking to the peeps, her peeps, because I'm an outsider. I'm bad news. I don't have the same friends as she does. And maybe that's a good thing, right? My friends, Terry Joyce is such a liar. I couldn't take anything she says for truth. In fact, I would suggest it's likely the opposite. I think that's all she is here to do. Inversion, wizardry, chaos, magic, or something. Oh yeah, Lauren, I'm a big magician. Lauren, I'm a big magician. That's right. I'm a magician. Right. Okay. I'm not, Lauren. I am a woman who was a host on a couple channels in this media, and I've come to see the light. All right. I'm also a stand-up comedian. I'm also going back to school. I'm also an entertainer. You should really know who you're actually really talking to. I don't practice magic. If I do magic, well, that's because I'm just blessed by God. All right. And now let's move on. Oh, wait a second. I write back 9 hours ago. I edit because I try to get my words right. Dude, research it. I'm not lying. It's a fact. You are a liar for calling me one. I dare anyone reading this to look it up. He is an FBI fugitive for not registering as a sex offender. Get informed, Lauren, before you knee-jerk ad hominem. You make knee-jerk ad hominem arguments. Poisoning my character to defend the argument is not acceptable. Then she responds, I will keep it in mind to get the real story if the chance presents itself, but I will never take anything for face value if it comes from the chaos mouthpiece that is Terry Joyce. You know what? What's chaos, Lauren? Tell me, what's chaos? Because I'm pointing a finger at the lie here? I guess that's chaos for you. Look, in your picture, you are holding a pregnant fake stomach. And you're going to tell me that I'm spreading chaos and lying. You know what? Your whole channel is that. Your whole channel is just a bunch of bullshit. All right. And here you go here. I don't know how my reply got taken down. This is me because I said something way more poignant, way more descriptive than this. I went in a way more descriptive description of who he was. But apparently Miles Johnston doesn't want that up. So I rewrote it and I said, I don't know how my reply got taken down. Probably too many facts for this group to handle. You need to heed your tongue of slander and hate. You would think that someone who has the title Child Rescue Worldwide would drop the slander and ego and start working those fingers on the search engines. The truth is at your fingertips, sweetie. And you know what? So what a hypocrite. All right, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it right now. Lauren Pritchard, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite, and I'm going to show just how much of a hypocrite you are. Oh, I'll check it out if I'll check it out if it comes up. If it just happens, like if it falls in my lap, and and I realize that he really was a convicted sex offender, like he really was like in pursuit, like he really the FBI, he really is a fugitive. That Miles Johnson is putting his wife on and putting things like, oh, she's in Canada, or talking about her in Canada when before she was in California. Like what? You're tripping them off? Like you're like, what is the purpose of that? What was the purpose of this entire video if it wasn't to make her husband look like he was okay, like as if he was the real deal, as if there was no reason for him to be searched? I'm sorry, but this makes me irate. It makes me irate on Christmas. I cannot stand hypocrites. I can't stand a hypocrite, Lauren, because I would think somebody who really gave a damn about children and had the audacity to make a Patreon account to collect money for your good work for the children, you would actually go and look and see who Bill Brockbrader really is. Am I chaos? Yeah, I hope so. If I'm spewing the truth, I will be a chaos for truth. I'll say, you smell like bullshit. I'll say it to your face. I don't even have to do it on my YouTube channel. Let's find out about Bill Brockbrader. I don't have to be right. If I'm wrong, I'll say, you know what? I'm wrong. I made a mistake. I've done it several times. But don't sit back and be all haughty, calling me something, calling me a liar in public, in a public forum. Prove that I'm a liar. Prove that I'm lying, because I'll prove that you're lying. And I'm going to do it right now. Man posing as a Navy SEAL on the run for failing. Okay, so this is www.investigationdiscovery.com. This is John Walsh. This is the show In Pursuit. Man posing as a Navy SEAL on the run for failing to register as a sex offender. U.S. Marshals said Bill Brockbrader, also known as William Brockbrader or Bill Wood, has previously earned a living by fixing the small lasers on the end of laser hair removal equipment for businesses. He is a convicted sex offender. So I guess he works on laser hair removal, but not really doing special ops for the Navy, right? He's a convicted sex offender who pretends to be a Navy SEAL and is wanted for failing to register and has a number of tattoos. Have you seen Bill Brockbrader? Call or text our hotline. Please remember, you can remain anonymous. There he is there, guys. Does he look like a Navy SEAL to you? I mean, I'm asking you, does that read Navy SEAL at all? Does this person look like they are like saving humanity on special ops, working with the Panama Papers and all this kind of stuff back in 2012 and whatever. Does he look like that to you? Because he doesn't to me. Bill Brockbrader was supposed to be a United States veteran, a loving husband, a doting father. He was supposed to protect, love, and guide his family, but according to the U.S. Marshals, he lived in lies before more than living in truth. The case begins back in 1993 when Brockbrader's deception was finally revealed to his wife, Tana. Now this is, I'm going to go get my glasses. Hold on, let me come right back. Sorry. The couple had been married a short time and had recently had their first child, a son, when Tana's 11-year-old sister, Janelyn, flew to San Diego to help the couple with babysitting. At the time, Brockbrader was in the Navy, and Tana was doing a lot of the family's heavy lifting at home by herself. Janelyn not only went out to California from Idaho to help out that summer, but for the next 3 years, she made the trip back to Brockbrader's home. It wasn't until the summer after Janelyn turned 15 when her father sat her down and began to talk to her about some of the depression he was noticing in his child. Janelyn's father felt he noticed the biggest change in Janelyn when she would return home after spending the summers in San Diego. It was after one of those trips when he asked his daughter to write a letter to herself. Janelyn took her father's advice and wrote a letter. This is when the truth was finally revealed about what was happening at her sister's home. She spoke about the abuse she endured. Janelyn had been targeted and sexually assaulted summer after summer by Bill Brockbrader. She confided in her father that the abuse began when she was only 10 years old. Wow. When she was only 10 years old. It was a trip in Idaho. It was a trip Brockbrader took back to Idaho with Tana for her grandfather's funeral when he first targeted her. Now, in this video that I showed on my last show, I'm going to take my thing off here. In this video that I showed on my last show, right, I showed some footage that's up online, right, about him saying about how she was 12 at this funeral. But according to this article, she was actually, in fact, only 10 years old. So even then, in the other video, there's an incongruence with the story here. Do you want to believe him or do you want to believe these guys? Spending the summers on the West Coast was more of an opportunity to have full access to Janelyn. A lengthy investigation revealed the truth to everyone, including the military, and Brockbrader was dishonorably discharged and tried in a military court. Ultimately, in 1998, he was found guilty of 3 counts of sexual offense against a minor. Brockbrader was sentenced to 11 years in prison, but only served 3 years behind bars for good behavior. Upon his release, everyone would soon learn just how detached from his crimes and arrogant just how detached from his crimes and arrogant Brockbrader really was. For a period of 2 years, U.S. Marshals said Brockbrader moved from various states and refused to register as a sex offender. Marshals said he was mainly bouncing from Utah to Las Vegas, Nevada. Authorities said Brockbrader was arrested twice for violating the Adam Walsh Act. And in 2012, he found himself in court again on trial. Is that why Eva had to go and speak at that convention that we just heard about? Like, oh, he couldn't make it, so I had to speak on his behalf because he was like having to go to court for violating the Adam Walsh Act? Oh, I bet it is. It kind of lines up, doesn't it? Brockbrader was found guilty and sentenced to another 30 months behind bars in Seattle, Washington. While out both times from his prison sentences, Brockbrader spent a lot of his time on the internet creating videos where he attacks his victim, Janelyn, and talks about how he was the victim and the target by the government. And I showed a bit of that video. I showed a bit of that video on my last show. If you want to see it, it's the show above this one. Lauren, if you want to watch it, you can watch my video before this one because I'm talking to you. There are times, you know what? I already know if this even activates her. Mark my words, Lauren will do a show trashing me, talking about what an awful person I am, because that's all Lauren knows how to do. She can't really fess up and have a real intelligent conversation with anybody about somebody, right? She can't say, "Oh, really, Terry? Wow. I really care about children. Maybe I got it wrong." You can't do that, Lauren, can you? Why? Because you're probably the one who's the liar. When you're running around stuffing something in your stomach and claiming to have immaculate conception by aliens, and then poof, your baby's gone and you don't give a shit, I got to question whether that's not a lie. And I would say it's probably a lie. Right? Just like you're out there hunting for children and taking people's money, right? Isn't that right, Lauren? What kind of work are you really doing to save children when you don't even take the time to research this man in our backyard? You just love the fact that she's trashing Sarah because you're like a petty little, like fighting person. "Oh, I hate Sarah. I hate Sarah. I can't stand Sarah. Anybody that goes up against Sarah, I'm friends with." Well, I've said some things about Sarah, but you and I aren't friends. I wonder why that is. Huh? Why is that? I'm not running around pretending to be something that I'm not. I'm not running around telling people that I'm somebody's twin flame, that I'm Max Spears' twin flame, or I'm, I don't know who else. I'm James Rink's twin flame. I'm not spewing any crap like this in order to get attention on YouTube, because that's exactly what you're doing. In Pursuit with John Walsh, host Callahan Walsh said Brockbrader had a new persona and that he created a new narrative about his naval record and his status as a registered sex offender. Oh, what? On what shows did he do this on? Oh, he did it on Carrie Cassidy's show. Oh, you know what? Bill Brockbrader didn't do anything different than a bunch of other people have on Carrie Cassidy's show. Let's face facts here, people. Using the screed to erase his criminal history, Brockbrader claimed he was part of an elite SEAL Team 9, which is another fabrication, especially because SEAL Team 9 does not exist. Retired Navy SEAL Don Shipley has been tracking Brockbrader for years, and he knew Brockbrader was lying about his military service and specifically about serving as a Navy SEAL. Shipley told Callahan Walsh he not only confronted Brockbrader online, but he also filed a civil lawsuit against him in 2012 for defamation. Shipley said he is using those claims specifically to cover up his sexually deviant past. Nothing that comes out of that guy's mouth is the truth. In one video, specifically, Brockbrader claims Janelyn was the one who pursued him, and she was a liar. And he did. And that video I showed, that's exactly what he was doing, guys. He specifically called her out in the video and threatened he was going to make a video of all the details. And he did say that in the video. It was continuous abuse. Even from afar, he was able to attack her as a person and try to damage her credibility. Janelyn told Callahan Walsh that all of her childhood and innocence were taken away from her. Now, what does that sound like? If you guys want to sit out there and go, "Oh, well, in the cult and the occult rituals or whatever, when the Satanists do it, their goal is to take away your innocence." Well, how is Brockbrader acting any different than they are? After Brockbrader's second release from prison, he was a little active on the internet, making claims the government was conspiring against him. Then all communication stopped. In the spring of 2015, Brockbrader went dark, and now he's on the run. Oh, but his wife comes out and and keep his innocence for everybody. Yeah, okay, that's the body of a Navy SEAL. No, it's not. It's a skinny man who is able to build him up a little bit. Okay, nice, good shape there. Let's see if he still looks like that. Oh, this looks great, right? This is great, just freaking great. Brockbrader is addicted to sex Okay. Brockbrader is addicted to sex and may spend time at swingers clubs in and out of the country, according to investigators. His hair may be thinning or thinner on top. Brockbrader is from Utah. He has the words honor, courage, and commitment written in Arabic on his upper back. Brockbrader is flying under the radar, refuses to register as a sex offender, and is known to be a womanizer. He also specializes in fixing the lasers on laser hair removal tools for salons. Wow, that's a big difference from actually working on special stuff for the Navy SEALs. Still working, still out there, busting, doing stuff for the Panama Papers, whatever other crap she said today. Okay, that's just one. That's just one of the articles today. That's just one of them. Oh, let's find another one, because you know what? Why not? Oh my God, September 1st, 2021. Let's go for another. Lauren, just go ahead and Lauren, just go ahead and Google this. Go ahead and look. Go ahead and look for yourself. Are you going to take the time to do it? Are you going to take the time? Or are you going to stand by your snottiness? Oh, wait, let's go one more. Let's go one more. Just for fun. Huh? Has William Brockbrader been found? Yeah, I don't want the Heineken. Okay, let's get Heineken off of here. Has William Brockbrader been found? Is he dead or alive? Where is he now? The second case featured on Investigation Discoveries, the In Pursuit with John Walsh's Stolen Lives, is that of William Brockbrader. William has a history of sexually abusing children. He was convicted of that and was required to register as a sex offender every time he moved. But William repeatedly defied those orders and now is in the wind, evading capture from failure to register. So if you're wondering about the horrific crimes that William has committed, here's what we know about them. Who is William Brockbrader? William grew up in Hooper, Utah, and met his future wife, Tana, in high school. They married soon after they graduated and moved to San Diego, California, eventually starting a family. At the time, William served in the United States Navy. They had a son together, and in 1993, Tana's sister, Janelyn, came by temporarily to help the family out with a baby. The 11-year-old was William's first victim. His first victim. According to the show, William sexually abused Janelyn many times before her father learned it and alerted authorities. After his arrest in 1997, he was tried in a military court and convicted of multiple sex offenses against a minor. In 1998, he was sentenced to 11 years in prison. On and on and on. Another arrest. He was eventually taken into custody during a traffic stop about 2 years ago. William followed the same pattern when he moved to Garden City, Idaho in early 2012. He did not tell the authorities that he had left town and did not register in Garden City either. This led to another arrest in May of 2012. He was then sentenced in March of 2013 to 30 months for failure to register as a sex offender. That was followed by 10 years of supervised release. Has he been? Oh, and here's that tent video. Yeah, he did a lot of tent videos. I showed one of those videos in my last show. William was released in 2014. Yet again, he failed to register as a sex offender, continuing an alarming pattern. He has since been evading the United States Marshal Service, According to the show, Williams started appearing online in videos and other interviews where he made false claims about his military history and past. The last video he was known to have appeared in was from 2015, but the location he uploaded from remains unknown. He has not been seen or heard from since then and is still a fugitive of the law. And those are the series of the videos that I showed one of them before. So I don't think I have to go on anymore on this, right? I mean, can't we safely say that we're there on this? Okay, I'm looking at some of your comments. Wait, I'm looking at it's bad when even panhandling Kerry Cassidy throws Brockbrader under the bus. That's as bad as it gets. Yes, I'm Alex Jones's twin flame. Well, IDK, good to know. Alex Jones's twin flame. Okay. Out of Mind, welcome to the show. Out of Mind's laughing, haha. I'm glad you're laughing because I was like, I get so pissed sometimes. I get pissed that I even have to I didn't even want to I'm like, when I saw this video, I was like, oh God, here we go. And, I made myself watch it. I mean, it's kind of like, to watch the whole thing, but because it's a lot of lies, it's a lot of bullshit to watch for the whole show.